What's up guys, this is Cassie and I am super excited to talk about some magic things that Padlet recently introduced. Padlet was already a powerhouse when it came to using it in the classroom, but with all of these new magic things added that are perfect for teachers in classrooms, the entire game has changed. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so the first things are first. When you go to log in, you can use any of these ways to create your account. I just use Google. You can also even log in with your email or your username. I went ahead and I'm going to log in with Google, and I just used my school account, but you can use whatever account you want. Click continue and it is going to automatically put you onto your recents tab, which you can see over here on the left side. Now if you ever want to take a look at all of your Padlets, go ahead and click on your name, which is the third tab down, and you'll see all of your current tablets as well as the other tabs that you have as far as it goes to the Padlets. So a couple of things that I want to tell you before we get started. Number one, when you first sign up for Padlet, and if you are already signed up for Padlet, you were immediately put into the free Padlet plan. There is a premium plan in which you can have however many Padlets you want, but I need to tell you that I do not use premium because I do not need it. I have never needed the premium plan. Not when I was teaching middle school, not when I was teaching high school, I never needed it, and here's why. Padlet will allow you to have 4 free Padlets going at one time. So I can have these 2 plus another 2 going. If I ever decide that I need space for a new Padlet for a new class, I will simply go to these 3 dots and move it to the trash. But here's the thing. When you move your Padlet to the trash, it's not gone forever. You'll simply go to the trashed tab and you'll see every single Padlet that you have created and eventually trashed. From here, you have the option to click those 3 dots again and either permanently delete that Padlet so it's not in your trash anymore, or you can restore it. That way when you go to all, it's right back there and you can pull it up and you can look at it. Okay, so if you trash something, it's not gone forever unless you permanently delete it. That being said, let's get into the magic that Padlet has to offer. There are 7 things that I'm going to talk about today. I will make sure that timestamps are down below so that way you can skip to what you want to learn more about. So we're going to start by making a lesson plan Padlet. So to get started, I'm going to click the pink Make a Padlet button. And then you'll see right here, there's the Create with AI section. That's where we're going to be living our life during this tutorial. So I'm going to go ahead and click Lesson Plan. And it's going to come up with this short questionnaire of lesson plan things. So let's say I'm creating a lesson plan for English. English is my subject. I'm teaching 11th grade English. My lesson objective is students will compare and contrast the American dream of mice and men to the to the modern American dream. Standards to align to, I'm going to do Common Core. Additional details, I can put anything I want here. If I want there to be accommodations, methodology, any pedagogical things, any specific teaching resources. So I am going to go ahead and say, class duration is 50 minutes, just so that way it doesn't give me too much. And then I'm going to create. Now this process will take about 1 minute, so I will see you back soon. Okay, so it has officially loaded my lesson plan, and you'll see it gives it a title, Lesson Plan, The American Dream of Mice and Men versus Modern Perspectives. It will give you some learning objectives, so that way you can pick and decide what you want to do. It will give you materials and resources, instructional activities, modern dream analysis, Interesting. Okay, comparative essay, historical context, group discussions. It'll give you assessments. It's providing an essay grading rubric, group presentation feedback. It gives me closure, and it gives homework. So their homework is to prepare for discussion. They prepare for next class's discussion. So as I'm looking at this, I can change anything, I can add anything, I can remove anything, I can edit anything. So for example, essay grading rubric, if I had a rubric that I already liked, I could edit the post, and then I could just link it in here. Click here for a link, highlight it, and link that bad boy. I'm not going to, because I do not have that link ready. Same thing with instructional activities. If you have any specific forms that you've already created, you can go ahead and add them here, or you can change the instructional activities up completely. This is just a really good way to get yourself started and to collect more ideas. Also, this is really cool because it helps organize all parts of the lesson into one thing. I know we're all used to, as educators, using the DESE lesson plan format, or using the lesson plan format that our instructional coaches have given to us, but this is also a really cool way to kind of block it out, which is fun. And again, it's really great for just starting the process of lesson planning, starting the process of unit planning even. It gives you all of these ideas and gives you thoughts that you might not have thought about before. So I really, really like the lesson plan. I think it's really cool. But I also understand that this is a starting point. This is the first step in building a lesson plan. So this will change. This lesson plan will not stay the same as it is. So just something to think about. But I love this lesson plan. I think it's super cool. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the next part, which is a map of historical events, which is also something that I am very excited about. So let's say the subject that we're going to do is science, and I am teaching 7th grade science. And I can either type the topic or the lesson objectives, same with the previous one. So if I had the lesson objectives, I could put it in there. But I'm going to do a topic this time instead. And the topic that I am going to do is human DNA. Time period, I'm not going to put anything in there. Geographical focus, I'm not going to put anything in there. Additional details, again, class duration, teaching resources, accommodations, methodology, anything else. I think that I would like to put in there, let's just say include scientist names, and see what comes up. And I'll see you in a minute. All right, so it is officially finished loading, and you'll see something it does that's really cool is it gives us an actual map. We get to see the real live map, which is so exciting. You'll also be able to go around the markers, and you can click and select and go through, or you can go through the actual timeline right here, which is really awesome. And you'll see that it also included the scientists' names. So we have 4 scientists included here, gives me all that information. Same with nuclein. Same with, like, it's very cool. So we can go through all of this information right here. This is a really great idea if you want to share kind of this research with students. It's also a really great idea for students as they're beginning their research. This can kind of help them get started. Okay, well, what do I need to know? What scientists should I pay attention to when it comes to DNA? This is also really great if you have any kind of research project going on in class. You know, you can share this Padlet with your kids. They can look at it. They can go through it. You can even have like a web quest thing that includes this map. It's very cool. I think that this is awesome. Okay, and we're going to look at another one, but I have 4 total Padlets, so I'm going to go ahead and move this first one to the trash. I'm going to make a new Padlet, and the one that we're going to look at is a timeline of events, not the same as the history of events. So I'm going to go ahead and change this to English, and I'm going to make this 8th grade, topic or lesson objectives. Now this timeline of events is really great for biographies. It's really great for any kind of specific timeline like that. The historical events timeline, that would be great for like science. That's great for any kind of movement. That's great for a lot more things. This one is pretty, it's really good for biographies. So let's say I'm doing English, and let's say we're learning about Edgar Allan Poe's life. time period, it does not matter to me, and additional details, I'm going to leave nothing, and then I'm going to create, and I'll see you in a minute. All right, so it is built, which is very exciting. Now this one is a little different. This one is not set up on a map at all because it's giving us a specific timeline of events, not necessarily historical events that have specific locations. So this one is Edgar Allan Poe's Fascinating Life, A Journey Through the Life of Edgar Allan Poe, and it takes us through all of Edgar Allan Poe's major things. It talks about some of his major works, talks about death, his legacy, which is amazing. The first time I did this, I specifically asked Padlet to include a lot more of his works. So in my previous one, it had a lot of Edgar Allan Poe's works. These last 4 were actually all his most popular works. Whereas this one, we just have The Raven and we have the first published works, but a lot of it is mostly a biography. This is a great thing that you or students can use to get started when it comes to learning about specific people or learning about specific events in time. So I think that this is really fun. And I think this is really cool and informative, but again, this is something to play with and something to mess around with and see how you can utilize it in your classroom. It's great for English, of course. It's great for history, obviously. It would also be great for science or math. In the past, I created one that was all about the forming of geometry and how that was founded and who added to it. And that was really interesting. So this is a great idea for every subject. It's awesome. All right, and once again, I'm going to move this guy to the trash. I'm going to go ahead and just move all of these to the trash. That way I have 4 open spaces, especially since I'm not using those Padlets right now. So the next one we're going to make a Padlet and we are going to select reading list. Now this one is incredibly cool. All right, so I went ahead and created this reading list request. Our subject is science, our grade is 7, we're learning about mitosis, and I would like them to include short books, webcomics, and picture books if possible. I'm also asking for them to include links to digital books. So we're going to see how this turns out together. Okay, here is something really exciting that I didn't expect, but I am very excited about. It included short books and picture books, which is amazing. Again, the title with a description. It includes web comics, Mitosis Adventures, an interactive web comic that makes learning about mitosis fun and engaging with activities to check understanding, comic strip, The World of Cells, and then also digital books with quizzes and interactive diagrams. Mitosis, a multimedia exploration. Okay, this is very exciting. This is an incredible way to look for resources to utilize in your classes. Okay, here's what I've discovered through this experience. You can be as general or as specific as you would like to be with these things, but it appears that being more specific is the way to go. Because I honestly do not believe that we would have gotten any of this had we stayed where we were with just give me science stuff. So this is amazing. I am very excited about this. I love this. This is very cool. I hope that you like it too, and I hope that you're able to utilize it in your class, because so many cool ideas and so many possibilities and so many lesson plans are popping out at me. So I hope that you experiment with this, and I hope you find something you love. And same as always, you can add to it. This is just so cool. This is amazing. I really like this. All right, we're going to move on to the next one, which is classroom activities. So again, I'm going to make a Padlet and we're going to go to classroom activities list. So we're going to go, let's do math. We're again going to do, let's do 4th grade. And lesson topic or lesson objectives, let's say we are learning about multiplication and division. Classroom resources, we have computers, BenQ, pens, paper, pencils. What else do we have? We might have whiteboards. We're going to say individual whiteboards. And then any additional details, classroom size, activity duration, teaching and assessment preferences. I might go ahead and say provide whole group activities. individual practice and teamwork. Let's do that and let's see what they create. All right, it took a long time to load this time. So while we were sitting here and it was loading over here, I refreshed it and then it came down here. So something to remember, if it's taking a while to load, give it a few minutes and then click the refresh button and it'll appear. So let's look and see what they offered us. They offered us some whole group activities. So an interactive multiplication game. All right, cool. A catchy division song video for 4th grade. Awesome. Then we have some individual practice ideas, flashcards, digital escape room. That's interesting. I could probably use AI on Canva to create something for that. And then finally we have teamwork, peer teaching super session, very cool. Math relay race, also very cool. So this is a really just great idea to get some ideas flowing, get some brainstorming going when it comes to finding new ways to engage your kids and finding new ways to get them excited about math or get them excited about science or English or whatever it is really. This is just, yeah, it's a really cool way to just collect ideas. And of course you can keep adding as you find other things. If you just find things through your own research, you can add them here. If you're on Twitter and you find something, you can add them here. If you use another Padlet, if you search using ChatGPT or another AI chatbot, you can always add those here, which is really cool. So let's go on to the next one. We're going to make a Padlet, and this time we are going to make an assessment poll. So our subject is going to be English. We are going to be teaching 5th grade, not 8th grade. Topic or lesson objectives. We are going to, this one, let's do vocabulary for the skin I'm in by Sharon Flake. Let's do intermediate and then let's create and let's see what it builds. I have found with assessment polls that typically we want to find things that really are just polls. So like good questions might be, how do you feel about this? Do you feel confident in whatever it is that you're learning? Because as you look at this, you'll see that results start coming in. And I don't know if it's just the teacher seeing the results or if everybody's able to see the results once they vote. But it is something that can be a little questionable. So if you choose to create an assessment with Padlet using this, I would recommend go ahead and transferring those questions over to Google Forms or to Socratic, I believe is the other one. There's tons of other things that you can use, but yes, so it creates the questions for you. What does it mean to become smaller or lose substance? And you choose, and then all the way down. So this is a really cool way to make and share questions quickly. You can even have kids do this as a group. It's really cool. Yeah, this is cool. If you find a way to use it and if you're utilizing it in your classroom, please let me know how you're utilizing it. I'm very eager to see. And then let's go ahead and create our last Padlet. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one, move to trash. We're going to make a Padlet, and this time we're going to do a custom board. So you can identify who you are. I am a teacher, and then I'm going to specify what it is that I want to create. So you can put absolutely anything in here. My custom board idea is that I am a teacher and I want to create 10 ways to celebrate Black History Month and Women's History Month together for middle school students. So we will see what Padlet creates for us. We'll be right back. All right, so it is officially loaded, and again, we have got this galaxy background, which is really cool. All right, cool. So let's look at a few of the things. Spotlight on influential Black women. Incorporate stories of influential Black women throughout history into your lessons. All right, cool. Intersectionality and rights movements. Biographical studies on Black women. Art projects honoring women of color. We have a ton of ideas here that are coming up. I will say that this custom board is really exciting, but I will say that there's a lot. It feels like, and maybe I'm just doing the wrong thing, but it feels like for this specific board, it's just kind of like, here are some ideas, which I guess is the point because I asked for ideas. Maybe let's try this again but this time I'm going to ask for specific activities. So let me move this to the trash, make a Padlet. Let's do custom board. I am a teacher, 10 fun classroom activities to celebrate Black History Month and Women's History Month together for middle school students. Let's try it again. We'll be right back. Ooh, okay, so this is indeed pretty interesting. So we've got interactive timelines, artistic tribute, organize an art project where students create visual representations, famous Black women from history, community heroes project, role-playing history. We've got a poetry slam, which is awesome, classroom cultural fair, diverse authors book club, essay contest, multimedia presentations, and historical debates. So a lot more interesting things here, and a lot more things that I feel like we could play with more actively, and a lot more things that do spark those ideas, at least in my brain. Now that I've kind of figured out how to word my request for the custom board, this makes a lot more sense, and this is also a lot more exciting for me. I feel like my brain is working a lot more with these suggestions than they were with the previous suggestions. So this is exciting, at least for me. I hope this is exciting for you as well. I appreciate you going on this journey with me. I hope that this sparks some exciting ideas in your brain. I hope that this is helpful as you continue to find new ways to engage your kiddos. And I hope that you play with Padlet. As you do play with Padlet, please let me know what you do. Please let me know what custom board you create. Please let me know all of that. I am very eager to hear about this. I cannot wait to see how you utilize it in your classroom. And again, I appreciate you for watching this video. Thank you so much. I will see you in the real world. Happy Padletting!